Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Actually, it all looks great. Everyone's good. Perfect. We were sorry for the delay. I had some technical stuff I was switching around, and I was worried that we were all going to be in the wrong place, but we all look wonderful. Hello!
Button does not look okay.
Oh, shit.
You do look like something's got a bit off.
You know what?
No.
1 Victoria isn't enough Victoria. 1.5 Victoria.
You're good now, Wes. You can straighten up. Wes, you're leaning hard, dog. I fixed you.
Yep.
I fixed you.
I know. I'm here though.
Yes,
This
you are
is my
here.
Spirit.
And if you're here, thank you. If you, oh, and I should also say thank you guys for the resubs. Thank you, Victoria, and thank you, Wesley, for 19 months. Thank you, thank you. If you're here and you're new here, my name's Paige, but on Wednesdays I have the privilege and honor of being called Dungeon Mom because I get to DM my closest friends and family in our weekly Dungeons and Dragons game that we like to call Don't Split the Party.
Don't split the party.
Yeah! And if you also noticed in our starting stream, has anyone watched Stranger Things? Because I certainly have. I'm Eddie Benson, your local DM. But before I talk more about Stranger Things, let me introduce my closest friends and family. Of course, as you know, as I mentioned, I'm the metalhead with a heart of gold. I've casted everybody in Stranger Things. So first up, we've got who I think is Steve, the babysitter. It's Kayleen, who plays our sorcerer, Mystangia Rat.
Oh no, I'm the bumbling dad of a bunch of young teenagers. Hi, I'm Clea, I play Mystangia Rat. And I've known Paige for 11 years, and a fun fact about Paige is that once upon a time she did rip a hole in our reality that led to a different dimension where everything was like upside down and kind of fucked up. We're still dealing with the repercussions of that to this day.
That's right. Thank you. Next up, we've got who I've casted as Nancy, the detective. It is Colin, who plays our paladin Glint.
Hi, I'm Colin. I play Glint.
And fun fact about Paige, speaking of interdimensional entities, if you've heard of Hastor, the King in Gold, then you might also know that there's a little known King in Copper, and that is Paige.
Yes, that is right. Thank you. Next up, we have who I have casted as Mike, because friends don't lie, and this person is honest to the core. It's Wesley, who plays our barbarian Buttons.
And I rolled a 2. Hi, it's Wes. But on Wednesdays, call me Buttons.
Oh, the whisper.
Fun fact about Paige, she never killed no one.
Yeah. No one. Next up, thank you. We have who I've casted as the protagonist, the role of 11, a special girl with special powers. It's Victoria, who plays our wizard Bira. Hey, Victoria.
Hi, I'm Victoria. I play our wizard Bira, a special girl with special powers. So fun fact about Paige, since her last number 1 in 1978, she hasn't had a number 1 hit until this year. She is Kate Bush.
I'm reaping in the money now. It's a bop. Thank you. Next up, who I've casted in the role of Dustin, because my girlfriend lives in Salt Lake City, just like my husband is dead. It's Sarah, who plays our monk Brick.
How did I know I did Gaten? Is it Gaten? Is that how he said it?
Gaten Maserati is amazing.
Gaten Maserati. I love him, so I will take it as a huge compliment. He's the Broadway baby of the Stranger Things.
Yep.
I would argue that Matt's the Broadway baby though here, so. Anyway, thanks. Hi, I'm Sarah. I play Brick. Fun fact about Paige. Paige is the original, she's in the original cast recording of, oh God, it's an obscure show, you never heard of it, Bear the Musical. She's the original cast recording. She plays Bear the Bear.
Yeah, I'm the bear in Bear the Musical.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sarah. Next up in our cast list of Stranger Things, I wonder who this could be. I've casted them in the role of Billy because they want to be a bad boy, but ultimately they're just a kid with daddy issues. It's Kelly, who plays our bard Phineas.
I actually don't have daddy issues in real life, but I am
the characters. I
know. I'm a king, and I'm the only lifeguard you'll ever need. Kelly, aka Billy, aka Finn. Fun fact about Paige. Screw icebergs. Paige sunk the Titanic.
With a spitball so large, I just throw across the Atlantic Ocean. And sunk them all to their cold, watery graves. Thank you, Kelly.
And Billy, does that make her Billy Finn?
Yes. Though Kelly has never met the iconic Billy
I
Finn.
haven't. I don't even know what you're talking about.
So no, Kelly. Yes, and
yes, and I am that. Yes, yes. And
last on our cast list this evening, there were too many characters in Stranger Things and not enough D&D players. For the first time ever, I need more D&D players to fill the cast list. But cast in the role of Will, because they're seemingly always anticipating the end of the world and always interested in playing a game of Dungeons and Dragons. It's Will the Wise, or in our case, Matt, who plays our druid Kieran.
Hi, my name is Matt, and I play our druid Kieran. And I've known Paige for 11 and a half or so years. Fun fact about Paige, much like the D&D race Air Genasi, Paige doesn't have to breathe. Yeah. She does so through her skin. So Paige can sort of hold her breath. She just does it for show. Just to make sure like everyone else feels comfortable around her.
Yeah. Yes, that is true.
And if you give her a hug, she feels like a seat cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't hug her too hard, she'll suffocate.
Have you ever put your hand on top of an air hockey table right after you've activated it? That's what I feel like all the time.
Yeah.
That's Paige.
Yeah.
Do you like the cold side of the pillow? Cuddle with me.
Full of tiny blowholes.
Wow. All right. I'll try not to make this all about Stranger Things. I'll try. But let's talk about Dungeons and Dragons. Though we do not have a Vecna in our campaign, we do have a group of intrepid adventurers known as Du Jour, who are at a turning point in our story. We have made it to level 9. Right? Level 9? Yes. About halfway through our campaign. And we are in the process of leaving the wizarding school known as Estremiums. So last session, you met with one of your NPC friends known as Babe at a mysterious place called the Nexus, where he introduced you to the mage Amarettus of Estremiums named Madame Yultul. Though you guys didn't quite see eye to eye, you learned that the stones you've been collecting are something called Fate Stones. And now I just realized that I'm not doing the recap, and Kelly's doing the recap.
It's okay.
I am so sorry. I've gotten so used to this. We have a new tradition, as you can probably tell, that I'm still getting used to. Last session's DM Inspiration gets to do the recap. And our last session, Kelly won DM Inspiration. So my apologies. Kelly, what happened on last session?
I gotta read what I wrote yesterday. Let me pull it up.
That's right.
So, 2 weeks ago, we had plans to meet with Babe, and Du Jour was giving a cryptic campus map with unfamiliar symbols and the message to find the Nexus. The party recognized the central symbol that is located at the library Star Arch, so that's where they started their hunt for the Nexus. After some research on the Estremium Star Arch locations, Du Jour discovers that the cryptic symbols represent Star Arches locations, and the final symbol must represent the Nexus. The party traveled just beyond the Fortrix campus and find an elderly orc woman known as the Mage Amarettus accompanying Babe. The Honorable Mage explains that the end of the world is coming very soon and it's too late to stop it, which Du Jour did not take a liking to. After some heated words, the mage opens a portal to reveal not one, but 2 beholders that seriously need marriage counseling. After a close call with a death ray, Buttons persuades the mage Amarettus to dismiss Martha and Gerald. The party learns more from the mage, Madame Yultul was her name, that the artifacts that they found are fate stones that are actually indications of the breaking beyond this world and are gifts of the multiverse that may help us fight a little bit harder. The extinct Archaics were the only beings that truly understood the fate stones, but they have been not seen since the breaking. After an angelic song from Finn, Madame Yultul opens up to reveal that it's the mage Amarettus' responsibility to protect the last fate stone in Estremiums, and she graciously offers the stone to Du Jour. The surrounding rocks rise into the sky around the party, revealing a hidden star arch. Bira is given the fate stone, and by definition is the new mage Amarettus. Although I think it's just a name. With all this new information, Du Jour has now agreed to try to stop the end of Adertha any way they can.
Wonderful. Very, very detailed. So thank you, Kelly.
Yeah.
And thank you, Maxwell. For Shantae. Oh, Kelly, what did you put in Twitch chat?
It was the cat.
Oh, okay. He was just contributing to the recap. Awesome. So sorry that I didn't catch that in the moment, but thank you for the recap. So with that, Du Jour, as we mentioned, you are at a turning point. The plan, last we checked, was to prepare our departure from Estremiums, which you do have another one.
Sorry.
Which you do have a method of reaching Celine. Phineas did mention his father providing a few ticket vouchers to an airship. So, du jour, is there anything else you would like to do at Estremium's before we get ready to leave to Celine?
I'm ready to pack it in, baby. Let's go.
Didn't you want to talk
Let's
to
get
Dave?
the fuck out of Dodge.
Oh.
I'm over that little nerd.
Yeah, I guess just can we I don't know if we have to like do it in real time, but can we figure out just a way to keep in touch with Babe?
Yeah.
We can go talk to him. We don't have to just leave. That's fine.
It was just something you guys talked about, so I did prepare.
Yeah.
Oh. I just thought a couple of you mentioned wanted to confirm some things with Babe before we left. That's all.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we'll do then is we will pick it up right at the end of your combat, where Madame Yultul kind of just like shoos you away after Bira has been given the Fate Stone. Now, Bira, I didn't throw this ahead of you, but I was thinking you have this lovely charm bracelet. Would you want to put your Fate Stone on your charm bracelet? It's small enough to be like its own little...
Oh, absolutely. Charm. And that's Mage Emeritus Bira to you. Thank you very much. Kidding. But yeah, no, she would definitely want to put it on her bracelet.
Cool. So, I love that. And I know I mentioned it to you before, Bira, because we did some stuff Victoria, in between sessions.
Yeah.
Would you like to tell everybody what your Fate Stone does?
Yeah, with this Fate Stone, you get... Sorry, I was trying to do like cheesy... Let me pull up my feet. I get a spell. I get a warlock, sorcerer, or wizard spell that I can cast at will without expending a slot.
First level.
Does she have to pick one and keep it's only that one? Or
It's
can she
one.
switch it out?
It's one. No, she can't switch it out. It's one spell that she can cast. So something she's available to cast, and it has to be first level. When she picks that spell, she can cast it at will. So
That's a
essentially, yeah. So you're turning it into a cantrip. Doesn't require a spell slot anymore.
I'm between two.
What are you between?
I wrote one down because I thought the other one was more complicated, but I'm between Chaos Bolt and another one that's like Arger's Fist or something that like you get a mist of like deadly spell around you.
I don't want to be that D&D player, but Chaos Bolt is kind of my brand. So you can either join me over here in the Land of Chaos or not.
I think I have been going more into Chaos with Mommy, but we'll see. I'll pull up the actual title for you page.
Cool. So we have 3 boons unlocked currently with some of the Fate Stones you guys acquired. One with Brick, one with Kieran, one with Bira. As Babe starts to work your way down from the Nexus, you can see... Yeah, what's up, Finn?
Before we left Madame Yultul, I would just want to go up to her and say, you know, I know things got a little heated, but I think I can speak for everyone and say we're quite thankful for the knowledge and the info you gave us. And, you know, I hope you have a lovely retirement, if that's what you're going to do. And I hope we do prove you wrong in, you know, us saving the world. I really hope we do. And I hope that'll make you happy.
What's your name again?
You forgot it already? I sang to you. It's Phineas. And du jour.
Right. Well, Phineas, this voice has gone on quite a journey. I remember by the end it was doing like a New York kind of like thing.
Watch your tone.
All right, Phineas, you're a good kid. Got a lot of hope. I only wish you don't lose it along the way.
Yeah. I hope so too. You kind of scared me a little bit. I hope I don't, no offense, but I hope I don't turn into, as much of a pessimist as you.
Ah, you'd be lucky. Pessimism comes with a lot of wisdom.
And you are quite wise, let me tell you. You gave us a lot of good info. We're going to dig into some of these leads on the archaics and find these fate stones for sure.
That's nice. Good luck.
Mm-hmm. Happy retirement.
I'm not retired.
Why? You don't have to worry about the stone anymore.
That's not...
It's your only job, right?
No, that's not my only job.
Oh, well, enjoy, your other responsibilities then.
Hey, before... Go ahead. I'm sorry, Brick. Go ahead.
Why do we sound the same?
Hey now! Hey!
In just to sit on this tree and watch it. That is her job.
Watch the tree?
Yeah. Sit here and watch. And summon monsters from the sky. Am I right?
Close enough.
Yeah.
All right. As you all then depart from Madame Yultel's side, quite a curmudgeon lady. Curmudgeon.
Buddy?
Yeah. Curmudgeon.
My brain. Anyway, Babe leads you away from the Nexus. Despite your travel up the mountainside, you can see a part of this change on the top of this hill where the kind of star arch revealed itself. The land itself has shifted to essentially free those stones back into their place. So the hill is actually shortened a little bit, slightly. But besides just having to scale back down the hill back towards Fortrix campus and the main campus itself, Babe leads you down a path on the hill that you hadn't gone up. It seems to be a little bit quicker, and you quickly make it to the edge of campus where, similar to Bira's kind of shortcut doorway she did to get to class, Babe has found a similar kind of doorway. He brings you through and back through to close to the main campus, actually. The whole time, this is very much, I'm picturing like he's kind of talking to you very like West Wing. Like as you're talking, you guys are having an exchange as he's moving you through kind of like a quick last kind of tour through the campus. Despite all the craziness, the last few days have been at extremiums, including, as I've loosely referred to as body snatchers, or the wild surge that had you all flip bodies of one another, and the ball, and everything else that came with being a part of a wizarding school for a few days. It's business as usual on the campus grounds. Students are heading to and forth to their classes or to their extracurriculars, lost in their studies, as Babe starts to regale you on his original intent about bringing you to the Nexus. Something, I'm picturing something along the lines of... Wow. He's like kind of cleaning himself off after a fight. I know a few of you have gotten to a few scrapes during that fight with the Beholders last session, Brick in particular. But Babe will say something along the lines of, I always wondered where the Mage Emeritus kept herself all these years. What I was thinking was, after our conversation that the 8 of us had, mainly the part where you told me you'd been collecting stone relics with great power, I remembered a passage in my studies. At the time, it was written by Professor Yultel before she became the Mage Emeritus, and it detailed this cryptic vision she had. She theorized it was something similar to vague illusions and visions the archaics shared between one another. Granted, this is all just a theory, but in the vision, she detailed in the book a crack across her view. Everything in her vision was split, and she saw snarls and smoke and just utter calamity. But she mentioned rocks, and when you guys start talking about all these, rock moms and stones, it just made me think of that right away. But man, I never expected the Nexus to essentially be a hidden Star Arch. I mean, students have talked about, Bira would know, students have been talking about a hidden Star Arch on campus for years, but I never expected it to be at the Nexus. So, where were the Fate Stones heading you guys to next again?
Well, not so much the Fate Stones. We didn't have a lead on a Fate Stone, but I guess
In itself is drawing us towards the towards Finny.
Fate gave me a letter from my dad and wanted me to come home, so.
Well, I mean, if that's where you're heading, it must be the right way.
Oh, I don't know. How these archaics, are they something like you learned about like in your studies in school?
No, it's like, well, it would be like living in a world without magic and talking about unicorns. It's like just
Gotcha.
a thing people make up. No one really, it's like no one's actually seen a living dinosaur. Well, actually here we have, but like in our world, in real world. It's kind of like that.
Okay.
Before you guys go, you had mentioned that I came to you guys, like a me from the future. Do you know how I found you exactly?
You showed up. First time we saw you was after we killed a dragon in the desert.
Whoa.
Yeah, I don't know how you know where we are or when we're going to be. I'm sure we've probably told you about a lot of the things we've done and you've figured out how to meet us there.
Wow.
Finn has been writing down everything we've done. And Bira too. Bira writes it all down. Maybe we let him read it.
Yeah. Here, you can have my notebook.
Oh. He handed
I'll
like
hand him over. It's like a really nice ornate notebook, like fine leather, light leather, and it has like the Solene sun symbol on it.
Oh, cool. You'll see he'll quickly flip through it. How much of it is filled out at this point, Finn? Like, if you had to give like a percentage of the book.
I'd say maybe a quarter.
Okay.
Every big thing that we've kind of done, Finn would have been jotting down like his interpretation of it. So it may have been a little more flair and jazz and pizzazz.
Phineas friendly, as it were.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, so he will flip through the book, Phineas, you've given him, reading, just quickly scanning through the initial entries written out in Phineas's script. Wow. Geez, this is a lot to work with. And you see he'll flip back to the first page. The beginnings of du jour. Almost feels like I'm about to start a wonderful story. And he kind of flips through and he goes, oh, what did you guys get into on New Year's?
You can skip that.
I know that. You should read that one in depth.
Oh my.
Finn, you didn't write about us kissing that one guy, right?
They definitely included all the sloppy kisses that there could be.
Did you talk about I woke up in the bar next to the sheep?
I absolutely included your fascination with sheeps when we were in Halahide. It's a part of you. It's a part of us. It's a part of our story. It has to be in there.
You guys ever stop and think about Mudslide?
And Clay? Yes.
Clay was sold.
Actually,
Sorry.
and without role playing it, but I would ask, with Brick mentioning the sheep, I would think about the errand that I want to go on, and just ask Babe where I could find a place that sells stone, like it's like spell components.
Oh yeah, magic shop. 2 streets
Yeah.
down, you'll find it.
Great.
Cool. Well, I guess this might be goodbye for now.
Yeah, and while you're doing that, like Finn will pull out an identical notebook to the one he just gave Babe, and he'll actually start jotting like a quarter of the way through the book about what just happened with Madame Yultul and the beholders and everything in it, and he'll just start like writing down what happened just 5 minutes ago.
You have a copy?
Oh, yeah. You know, of course I have a copy. What if I lost that copy? I need a second copy. But my years in the archives, like growing up, like that was just, standard shit. You made a copy. So that's your copy. And clearly I needed to have a copy because you need a copy.
It was
It's the first
fate.
story.
Man, I never believed in fate, but I might have to reconsider everything I've heard now. I could always cast sending if I need to chat with you guys. And likewise, you guys know how to cast sending, right?
Not yet.
What?
You know where you can just send me a message, like 25 words or so, and I can respond?
Be like the post.
I have nice letters. I could write it and mail it to you.
I could send an animal with a message.
Do we think sickening radiance might help in this situation?
No! Wait,
Sure.
please don't cast sickening radiance on me.
That's what it'd be like.
Is
What have I
this one of
done
those
here?
is this one of those? How can a party of level 9 mostly casters not have one sending between them?
It's not me as a DM, it's more so like, hey, we can send messages quickly, immediately back and forth with one another, right? No
Nope.
shit. Can anyone cast sending?
No.
I can
No.
get it.
Brick?
I can cast it.
Okay.
That seems legit.
I can run really fast from one point to another.
Okay, well, I guess I'll expect a sending message from me once a week.
If we're gonna
And-
go to the magic shop, is there a chance that they have like sending stones? We have a lot of money.
They might have sending scrolls, but that's a one-time use.
We could buy 7 or 8 of them, depending.
Wait, honestly though, you guys are level 9. How do you guys have sending? Wait, for real?
I don't have it.
I don't have sending.
I have
Don't
animal,
split
I
the
have
party.
animal
Don't split the party.
messenger, and skywrite.
Sending
We
is
had-
I can mind link,
Here's like
but he has to be close.
I have
Alright.
synaptic static. Do we think that will help in this situation?
You guys have blown my brain. Okay, we'll move on. We'll move on. Clearly, this is going to be a very one-sided conversation, which that
hey,
sounds fun. Yeah.
can
what's
I
up, Ken?
trade
I'll
out?
fit it, babe.
Can I trade out Tiny Hut for
Not
sending?
until you level up.
Okay, sounds good. So no, I don't have it yet, but I may have it in the
It's
future.
It's not a punishment on me because you didn't think of sending. Come on.
No, it's not that I didn't think of sending. It's like we had sending last last campaign. I was trying to switch it up, do other stuff. That's all.
If he promises to stay within 120 feet of us, I have message.
You're leaving.
Yeah, but he could just trail behind us at a very
Get
short
out of here.
distance.
You guys drive me crazy. No, but I guess in your own special way, keep me posted on your travels. In the meanwhile, I'll try to unlock my studies on chronomancy. Madame
Wait.
Yotul, yeah.
Just outside of, like, real quick before we wrap up this conversation, did we not talk to him about, like, dot and stuff like that?
No,
We
not like
did
in
kind of in
express
the,
detail. You kind of like said like a summary
Or in
version of
the-
it.
in the classroom. We kind of mentioned that we found these relics and we took them out of stone and we touched them directly. And remember, he was like, "You fucking touched them!" He was like freaking out.
But you didn't
Yeah.
explain, like, you didn't mention, like, giant bug robot and a sentient commander that
And
controls it.
that we actually have a lead.
He would
for the
also
stone.
read it in the notebook, right? Like, I don't
Yeah.
think Finn skipped over
Yeah,
those
the
details.
directive, like
He will eventually, he will eventually read it. Yes.
Did we have from Dot the next location for a stone?
She
I
was
don't know.
headed to the next stone. It was like the directive.
You guys
Yeah,
powered
but
her
did
down.
she tell us where that was? We didn't. I don't think we discovered.
No,
I know we could, in theory,
powered
stay
her
with
down.
her.
I'm gonna say
and-
she can't move. She doesn't have Igby.
Yeah, no, we powered it down.
Yeah. Well, I'll try to, I guess I'll try to unlock my theories on chronomancy. Mad Muletul said there's not enough time to save the world, but what if we could get some more time?
Any time we can get
No,
could make the difference.
at the very least.
Hey,
Yeah, go ahead, Brooke.
hey, babe. Maybe you do not believe in fate, right?
No, I'm not particularly a believer of fate.
You believe in coincidence.
I think anyone can believe in coincidence.
I am having a big brain moment. Tell me if this is right. We gave you a book of our past, yes?
Okay.
That tells you when and how we got stones, yes?
Right.
What if we did not know it, but Babe was there the whole time?
I'm sure that's possible.
Like guiding us.
What if Babe is the person
Wait.
that was on the directive?
What if? Babe, you don't know this yet. It's a big deal.
I mean, anything's possible if you go back and forth through time.
Whoa, babe, you need to start reading. We have to go.
Yeah, I'd say so. It sounds like I've got a lot of work cut out for me, and I'll keep you posted on what I figure out. But at the very least, maybe your father will know if anyone has a fate stone. He's a duke, right? I mean, he's got connections.
Yeah, I've never heard him mention it. I've never heard of a fate stone before being with Du jour, but who knows? Maybe. He doesn't really tell me really important stuff like that, but we could try.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I guess this is goodbye for now, but I'll keep you guys posted.
And you're gonna be here on campus?
Yeah, for the time being. I have to
Like
keep my
baby
studies
babe
here.
on campus, right?
I'm a grown man, please. Please don't refer to me as baby babe.
Your name literally be Babe.
That's not even, that's just part of my last name. It's just, you've just fractured my name and just taken that as a moniker of sorts.
You introduced yourself as babe.
Maybe
this
that's
is
because
your doing.
maybe it's because that's what
Who
you guys
said
call
Babe
me.
first? Who said Babe first? Did
Oh
we
my-
say it? Or did Babe say it when this time happened?
I feel like I'm on a boat staring up at the stars, getting high with my bros right now. This whole time traveling shit got me real fucked up in the head.
It'll make sense.
Or it won't.
That's true. There's only two sides to that coin. But I guess good luck if you believe in that sort of thing.
Thank you. You've been a big help.
I'm sure we'll be seeing you soon, even if it's not you. It'll be you from somewhere else.
Man, I gotta make sense of that. You wrote down when you met me, right?
Yeah.
There
There may be a drawing too.
So I might not have a monk bowl haircut.
Bad news, bud.
Mess has gone and intercept the notebook, scribbling over. All right. Well, I didn't mean to hold you up. Have fun on your airship or whatever.
Have fun here in school. I
And
hope you learn stuff.
Don't go to too many erasures. Stay
And-
focused on your studies.
and in all seriousness, if Dean Duskin does anything shifty or shady, and you can safely tell us about it.
Use that magical ability to speak to us across the entire world.
I
I
will.
still don't believe it's possible.
Okay. Sounds good. He'll wave goodbye to you as he walks off with the big leather notebook that Finn handed off to him. And as he's walking away, you remember the first time you saw Babe after killing the dragon, as he rather confidently sat in from now familiar chair. He was flipping through a book, and when he saw you guys in front of the dragon, he went, "Huh," and flipped back a few pages and read.
You're not supposed to be here.
You're not supposed to be here. Yeah, that worked out well. All right. Bye, Babe. Anything else you guys need to pick up? I know Kieran was picking up a spell component. Anything else we need to pick up? Any supplies before we head to the airship?
Sending stones.
There aren't sending stones, but there could be some sending spell scrolls.
Maybe we have some of those just in case.
Buttons just has a... Buttons be having a thought. You be making me think we shouldn't be leaving the bug. Out in the middle of nowhere, full of fate stones.
There weren't any fate stones on the.
And we used them up.
Yeah, we didn't leave no fates.
We didn't leave anything there. We just have the one.
Little bug took the one to the big bug.
No, we have
No,
it.
you
We
guys
have
got
that.
it back.
We got that back.
And that's a paired stone.
Yeah,
We've
that's
learned.
the one that has
right.
another stone. Yeah.
We have to find its partner or partners.
Yeah.
Right. Rewind.
But
We can leave the bug.
Fuck the bug.
I think what Buddy is trying to say is that maybe if we lose the path of fate, we go back to bugs.
I think that's
Never thought
definitely-
I'd say we'd go back to bugs, you guys.
Yeah, that's definitely. If this is a cold trail, we can't find the stink of the stones. We can go back to the bugs.
Something tells me that they're going to be finding us.
Just the way. Yeah, go ahead.
If fate really is what's controlling or influencing things here, I don't think we have much of a say. I think the stones are going to find us one way or another.
I think the same thing.
I'm confused. Be there fate or be there no fate? You've said both in the past 30 minutes.
I don't.
I'm pro fate.
I'm not sure it's for us to decide.
And if
That'd
it,
be
does
fate.
exist, if it does exist, it doesn't matter if we believe in it or not.
How could all of this have happened? Like, so many things have lined up. It's like we were destined to be together. Don't you feel that way?
No.
Maybe, but think about it. If there are endless existences, then we could have met in different in different versions and different iterations across all different sorts of realities. So this is just maybe one version of how things could go.
True. But maybe this is the 1 in a million versions that has a chance to actually save the world.
Well, I sure as fuck
And
hope so.
worlds. I have faith.
I bet in every other world that I have lived in, I have not died and I have survived.
Oh,
It's one of our rules.
100%.
You have to survive. And when I met Igni for the first time, I received a vision that she had. And when Babe was talking about Madame Yuletool's vision, I wonder if it's the same one.
What kind of vision?
Flashes of images chaos, fire, destruction. Something she wanted me to help stop, which is why we're together in the first place. Doesn't seem to be a unique occurrence, I guess.
Airship?
Yeah, so where do we get this ship?
Yeah, just to confirm, do you guys actually want spell scrolls of sending?
I think we should get some. I'm happy to spend my own gold
I
on
think,
it.
yeah, I think it depends on the cost. I think there's a use to it if we need to get Babe on track with something.
All right. Well, ascending spell is a 3rd level spell, which means it's a rarity of uncommon. So the price usually fluctuates between 100 and 500 gold coins per scroll. So because that's in the middle, I'd say it's like 275 for ascending spell scroll.
I'll buy one.
I'll buy 2.
Okay. If you guys mark that
175.
down, you can, I think you can add a spell scroll, and in the customization notes, you can dictate what spell it is. But if you have any issues with it on D&D Beyond, let me know, and I will add the 2 to Mess and the 1 to Brick. Are you guys familiar with how a spell scroll works and how you can cast it? So it needs to be a part of your class spell list. So even if you don't know the spell, even if you don't know the spell sending, if you're like a wizard, I think a bard.
Bard and
Cleric.
I looked it up. Cleric, yeah, I think.
Those 3 classes can cast it.
I don't mind just carrying it for you guys. I just have a lot of gold, so I'm happy to spend it on this. It's fine.
I'm happy to spend my gold. I don't think I should hold it because I will never use it. So I'll hand it to. I know Bard was on that list. What else? I'm sure Bira can send it.
Yeah, it's just me, Bira, and Finn.
I'll hand 1 to Finn. My 1 to Finn.
Okay.
But my
Alright.
gold's
Still
taken.
tell
But
you
you need to add it to your inventory. Okay.
I still tell you it'd be a scam. Not be possible. Be one of those wizard scams.
Wizards.
Weezer.
All right. So you did ask the next question. Unless there's anything else we need to grab, I'm going to jump us to the airship. So one of the questions was, where do we find this airship? Phineas says you pull out the ticket vouchers that your father, Duke Elric Darlington, had sent you. You can see it is between a party of 5 to 10 people that can take this trip with you. And it details a ticket aboard the paddle saddle. And it says pickups depart from the docks of Estremiums. So similarly to where you arrived via boat, there should be a nearby pad for this airship.
All right. Down to the docks, it looks like. You guys ready?
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Okay. As you guys, the same way you came in, begin to leave Estremiums with different colored uniforms passing you, you find at the kind of open gardens that you had walked through initially upon arrival, right where the gardens meet the entrance down, or in this case, the exit down into the docks, there are 2 constructs with their trays out and open for you to remove the guest cloaks you've been wearing this whole time. As they collect on a pile as you make your way off the grounds of Estremiums, the only wizarding academy on the island, not even the island, on the world of Adirtha. The landscape quickly shifts to kind of like the underbelly, the people who make a day function, the working class. You've got sailors, you've got sea captains, etc., kind of unloading and loading up ships full of travelers, visitors, cargo, goods, and beyond. You make your way past several docks and around to what looks to be a a large flat space of what looks to be like packed down stone and pebble. And it looks like it's marked with this glowing kind of like arcanic light as an airship pad. And on the airship pad is a large ship, but in regards to the airship, it's rather small, but it's a large ship as you approach it. You can see the great color of the hull itself is relatively blue with details of like copper and gold, some paint, some actual metal. And what does catch your attention is both on the hull itself as well as it works on the back half of it, where it works kind of into like a overhead. There seems to be a painted man of a human with like curly orange hair and a big smile plastered on his face. And underneath of it is the icon that reads the paddle saddle. I am going to throw you guys over to what the airship looks like.
Oh my lord.
Do the fins spin on this thing? Is this animated?
Huh?
Cool.
Do the fins spin on this map?
Do the fins spin?
Like the back. I thought I saw something move.
No.
No.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
All right, and there it is for the stream as well.
Oh, cool.
Before you enter our top, I know I put you guys on it, but I just wanted to let you guys see kind of like the general structure of the paddle saddle. You can see where there is like, there's small fins and then there's larger fins on the back of the airship. But on the smaller fins, you can see they are both kind of like pivoted down as if to be a small ramp for passengers to enter aboard paddle saddle. And at the top of the left fin that's kind of pointed down for you to enter, you can see matching the visage of the painted curly-haired man on the ship has to be the man who orchestrates the airship. And you can see he's kind of broadly waving to people as they pass by, essentially trying to attract people on to the airship as you approach the paddle saddle.
Good morning.
Oh, hello, welcome, come. And he like gestures you up the fin. He's like, where am I taking you?
Oh, Celine, and I'll hand over my tickets. Let's say passage for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll turn around and count all of us like children. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For 7.
Oh, you're serious? He takes the ticket and he looks at it, puts it up to the light real quick. Well, come aboard. You said to Celine.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. Well, that is, and he, as he's like looking down at the ticket, he realizes what this voucher lists. Oh, a pleasure to have you aboard, Mr. Darlington. That's the right title?
You nailed it.
Mr. Darlington. And friends of Mr. Darlington, welcome. Straddle up, my friends. He quickly like gestures you across the deck of the straddle, the paddle straddle. I am gonna put that. Paddle saddle. You can see at the front of the deck there is a small pen where chickens and small farm animals kind of make life, make room. It seems unusual, but then when you think about it, you're not sure if it's cargo or if it's just fresh food for the trip.
I would say, oh, is there a chef on board? I see.
That would be me.
Oh,
Own and operate
okay.
it, ran it all myself.
And a bartender?
That would be me as well.
Okay. Okay. What about entertainment?
So happy you asked. Let me introduce you. You see he gestures to back behind. You can see on the ground of the deck there is this rather nice rug that decorates it.
Ooh.
As he gestures to the back door, you can see you sit there for like a comedic 5 seconds and no one opens it. He goes, yeah, I'm sorry, that's me as well. I will be your entertainment, your dining, your bartending, your commanding, your captaining, your running, all of the above. I'm one of a kind.
you'll see Finn kind of like look around to see if there's any other airships that are in the area. Just try to like double check and like maybe pull out one of his extra tickets to see if it specifically said the paddle saddle or if it said something else on the ticket.
Though there are not as many airships as there are ships in nearby ports, there are other airships, but none are so obviously labeled as the voucher list as the paddle saddle. So though you second guess, you are on the right ship.
There must be a reason. Must be the safest travel to Solene, I don't, or maybe the quickest. I don't know.
Or
Maybe we're coming down on hard times in Solene. I don't know.
Maybe he's really entertaining.
Maybe, I don't know. Okay.
Maybe keeping a low profile.
Maybe at
That's
the very
right.
least he pours the drink strong, and then nothing else will matter.
Mm.
Shaken or stirred, miss?
Ooh!
Where's my onboard cocktail?
Let me go through our safety instructions for our travel, and I will break right into cocktails afterwards. There are rules, miss. We do have to follow the laws of the air. So, he gestures you around. You can be on deck during travel, but not during takeoff, where I will lead you to our rooms for the travel. You said you're heading to Selene. Selene is, as I'm sure you're aware, Mr. Darlington, a trip to Selene by boat would take you over a month, but here on the paddle saddle, it will take you nearly a week and a half. Prime travel speed, filled with endless entertainment, drinks, fresh food, whatever your heart desires. It comes with the voucher.
Brilliant.
What is your name?
Well, that's all part of my introduction. Give me a second. I'll bring you downstairs. I'll show you where you'll be staying for the travel. One of the perks of the paddle saddle is, as you can see, I am a small aircraft, which means private flight, just us. So he'll bring you down through the door he like comedically gestured to, bringing you down a small set of stairs that brings you to the lower level, the hull of the ship, where you can see, though small, there are private rooms. Essentially, all it makes up underneath is a little bit of storage, and the rest of the hull is private rooms for about 10 people. So there are some spare rooms. Each room has its own bed, and place to rest, a desk to work, and underneath as well, there's a small common area where you can see it is still prepped and ready with a very, very funny, like, corner bar, a dining table with pristine silverware set up. Like, despite the joke, it is set up for entertainment. It looks to be a nice space. Like I said, you are welcome to be in the hull during takeoff. If we're not waiting on anybody, I can take off within the next half hour. I do have clearance to leave the grounds of Estremiums, whatever I desire. But before we go, I do have some safety instructions for you. So afterwards, I can go into go mode. So is there anything else we need before I take off?
No, I think we're locked and loaded and ready to go.
Wonderful. Well, with that, I shall say, straddle up, my friends. You are now aboard the paddle saddle, the greatest airship that cannot be rattled. We've battled air travel with a flare and dazzle. Do not let my competitors prattle or tattle, for on their vessels you would be treated as cattle. But here, consider this your castle. You can call me Mr. Saddle, or Mr. Paddle, or Mr. Paddle Saddle, but my lords and ladies, Mr. Darlington, my friends call me Paddock. Now, come on, there's no time to waste, and let's skedaddle.
Yay!
Bast will turn to Glint and go, "We're gonna die, right?"
Either that or we're gonna kill him.
I like one of those better.
He's not. He doesn't look
Killing.
like Paddock, does he?
Huh?
He doesn't look like Paddock the Kava Kid, does he?
Did we name someone else Paddock?
P-A-D-I-C.
Oh.
Should be P-A-D-D-O-C-K, but
Yeah,
like,
that's how I
just
spelled
wanna
it. I
make sure-
spelled it as, it is technically, yeah, his name is Paddock, but it's not Paddock like the Kava Kid. I forgot
Yeah.
the name of that
Alright,
startup.
I mean, how many people are named John? Like,
Yeah, I know, but I was just thinking timey-wimey shit. I was
No.
like, oh shit.
fair
He's an
enough.
entrepreneur. He went from selling kava at college to owning an airship.
In the same day.
Mm-hmm.
That he uses to pick people up from his old college.
He's, yeah. He
If
he
only
traveled back
serves
in
his
time.
kava.
He traveled back in time to be an airship guy from Astrumiums to anywhere back to Astrumiums.
I love
Said,
it.
I want to pay it forward with the guys who put money in my pocket the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Great. So if there
They
aren't any
put
other,
money in my pocket, so I take them on a rocket.
hell yeah, I love
Amazing.
this. So if there aren't any other questions for Captain Paddock, he will leave you to your entertainment space, and he will begin takeoff. You'll see he'll scurry upstairs to the decks of the paddle saddle. Yeah, what's up, Mest?
What does Paddock actually look like other than the picture?
Well, yeah, I would say the illustration on the hull of the boat is a slightly younger version of Paddock. I'm picturing him to be in his late 30s. He still has curly red hair. If anything, it's kind of tucked behind the ears a bit more now, but it does have a good amount of volume to it. The youthful, boyish grin on the hull of the ship was probably the first kind of picture taken of Paddock when he got his airship license and bought this beautiful vessel. But it's similar to the visage on the boat, on the airship.
I see.
With that, like I mentioned, he will head upstairs. You'll hear his footsteps on the decks as he starts to prepare the paddle saddle for takeoff. This is the first time any of you have been on an airship? Show of hands.
Oh, definitely.
The first thing you'll notice is the sound. It almost sounds like a giant fan kind of pushing up against the hull as you all sit. You're welcome to make yourself some drinks. There is like a ready yourself cocktail if you like, but as Paddock mentioned, as soon as takeoff's ready and we're en route, he will happily pull out his beverage cart and work his way through.
Finn would look for like the biggest bedroom and the fanciest bedroom and like literally into the nice cozy bed if it's big and cozy.
You happen to have stumbled into the captain's quarters, but it is the biggest bed in the ship.
Paddock's room? I don't want to take Paddock's room.
I bet he cuddles. He
I'm
seems like
sorry,
a smuggler.
you didn't
for sure.
clarify. You just said the biggest bed, so I'm just telling you where the biggest bed is.
Okay, I won't take his bed.
I labeled it as the captain's
yeah.
quarters.
You're good. What?
Captain's quarters.
Are you fucking with me? He's the captain.
Correct, but depending on the conversation, many captains give up their quarters for guests.
Whatever the second biggest bed is, Mest will immediately go
Guys,
to.
there is no hierarchy of beds. Besides the captain's bed, they're all the same size rooms and beds.
Well, then I wouldn't take the captain's quarter. I would just grab a bed.
Buttons would ask to borrow the deed so he could hang out in his new chair and sleep in his new bed.
Aww.
Vera would definitely give him the deed for that.
Amongst the livestock on the ship, are there any sheep?
Yep.
Okay.
There's sheep. There's some sheep. There's a single goat and a lot of chickens.
Okay, cool. So I want to go knock on Brick's door at some point. Hey, Brick. So I know that back in.
Come into my room.
Oh yeah. All right. Sorry. Do you want some plants in here? It's kind of like bare bones. Like it's kind of.
Could you grow a cactus?
Yeah, I'll druidcraft like little plants for her window or whatever. So I know you had a really hard time giving up Mudslide and clay, and I don't know. There's a thing that my people can do that I think I might want to try and see if I can do it now.
Eh,
So, like the really, really old druids can give the power of thought and speech to animals and plants.
what?
I know it's crazy, and like, but I keep feeling like we have, I don't know, I have a lot more magic than I ever thought I'd have, or at least not at my age. And well, and I pull out the agate stone that I bought at Estremium's. I bought this at Estremium's because I don't give a shit about money, and it's like whatever. Like I've never used money in my whole life, and I don't know. I thought it might be kind of crazy, but would you want a sheep that could talk to you?
You, that is possible. The strongest beast on the planet.
I'm not saying that I could definitely do it, but with all the other stuff that I feel like I can, you know, how I cast that magic picture to show Babe the staircase, like that's crazy. Like that, I've never been able to do that before, so I might as well try.
Wow, this is changing my life. I am thinking it would be easy to train sheep if it
Right.
knows how to talk.
Well, and the thing is, like when I cast this spell, it's going to be friendly to me at least for a little while, and
How
as long
long?
as like a moon cycle.
So perfect time to train on airship.
Right. I mean, and you'll have time in Solene or wherever else we go. I figured you know, it only lasts for however many days that is. So I figured I'd do it later on in our trip, so you have more time on the ground with it. But I don't know. I thought
I
you might
like
be
this.
interested.
I would like this a lot. I am worried. What if the sheep does not like me?
Well, so here's the thing. It's going to magically sort of be friendly to me and anyone that I sort of tell it to. It'll be more or less agreeable. And then as long as you treat it well and, you know, give it friendship and companionship and food and
Yeah.
water, and I don't see any reason why I wouldn't continue to be friendly to you.
Wait.
It'll have its own choices and be able to do whatever it wants after that time, but it might like being on an adventure.
Okay. I like this. I feel this is a lot of responsibility that I am definitely ready for.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, and if it doesn't work out, that sheep's gonna have a pretty interesting life. Been talking
It will
sheep.
live beyond. Does it extend its life?
I don't think so.
Oh, that is sad. So we should pick a younger sheep so we have it longer.
That sounds good. You could just take a look at the sheep that are on board, unless you want to go back and get Mudslide from Bira's parents.
It is very. Can you cast it more than once?
As long as I have the stone,
A new stone.
I need a new one. It uses up the
Okay.
stone every
Okay.
time.
When we get back to Alahide, I will buy next stone for Mudslide.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Of course. Sorry again about sleeping in and not helping you with the dwarf friend.
It's okay. I thought about writing a letter, and then I realized I did not have enough time.
Well, we could
So
always.
I will ask Bira to help me write it.
I think that's a great idea.
Okay. She's probably better off, like, not knowing me.
I'd say I'm pretty much way better off for knowing you, Brick.
Thank you, Karen. Don't be too nice. This is too much nice.
Nah. I was kind of a drunk idiot the other night, and I felt bad, so.
You were great. Also, we are about to have a sheep best friend, so we need to make a good impression.
I agree.
All right.
Cool.
All right. As the airship begins to take off, Bira, how does it feel for you to be leaving Estremiums again?
It's exciting. All of the new things I've learned. I'm excited for the next big adventure. And I feel a lot stronger than I did about myself when we got here. So good, excited, and nervous. I'm gonna meet Finn's parents. We just told each other we liked each other. It's really quick. I've never met the parents before.
True.
So good and bad. Good and bad. Or nervous. Good and nervous.
Good and nervous. All right. But Buttons, I was thinking, you've been on a ship now on the water. You've been on a ship on the sand, and now you're about to be on a ship on the air. What's that like for Buttons?
It feels kinda. It do feel kinda like all the things he been learning coming together, like sailing on all the different elements. Now he feels like maybe this a step closer to feeling good about going into the tempests.
I wonder if there's like a boat that like sails on fire.
Only one way to find out, baby.
That's like
Also,
the last one, right?
Are there lava lakes somewhere? Can we sail
the
across a lava lake?
elemental planes for sure. Yeah.
Oh.
Can we go down to like the demon plane? There's got to be like hell.
Yeah,
I want to
for
go to no hell
the abyss, the
planes.
9 hells. Hell yeah, let's go. Also, welcome to the chat, Dungeon Brat. Thanks for joining. Thanks for being a first time chatter. I do remember you, so I'm happy that you hopped over to come and watch us. Appreciate you. I love you, Mom. All in caps. Thank you. We love you too, my brat of a child. Dungeon Brat and Dungeon Mom united. We just need a Dungeon Stepfather and the rest of the family.
That will not succeed.
Oh my god, that sound alert is so funny. And a Dungeon Stepdad, exactly. Oh, hey, Lou. Look, we got the whole gang. I did say hi to Plinth earlier too. Hi, friends. Thanks for joining us. All right. As the airship known as the Paddle Saddle begins to take off, the first thing you'll notice is, though it's not like completely still. What probably surprises most of you is the lack of change, like the lack of difference from when you're underneath, when you're in the hull of the ship, how it's pretty smooth ride on takeoff. You can clearly hear, the biggest indicator is the sound that comes off the side of the airship as you begin to take off. But you don't need to have
cutting in and out.
Oh, sorry. I see I had a dip in my stream quality.
You're
it looks like
back
it's okay now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. All I was saying is you don't have to have your seatbelts on. It's a relatively smooth ride on takeoff. And some of you might head over to, on the side of the hull, there are a little bit of some port windows that you can look out as you break off the ground of Estremiums up into the air and through the clouds. Heading straight towards Selene, which is relatively directly north of where you guys currently are in the world of Dirtha. As I mentioned in Paddock, the captain's introduction, traveling up to Selene via ship would be over a month, mainly because you're crossing a very large ocean. And then once you do reach landmass, you're navigating around several smaller islands that make up the north of our setting. As we've mentioned in a previous session, I know we're heading here for the first time, but Selene is a small island with several ports, and we've been visualizing, I think we mentioned it as like kind of like a Tuscan kind of place, right? So we'll learn more about that, but that's where we are heading. Promptly, this man is really on a schedule, promptly after 30 minutes after takeoff, where you've no longer ascended, you've reached your kind of plateau sailing height in the air. Captain Paddock will return and pull the corner bar cart out from the side of the room and bring it to the center, quite literally a bar cart, working through making cocktails and asking what you guys would like for dinner. There are several options. Would you like the fish, the chicken, or the beef? There is also a vegetarian option, highly recommend, but may I just say, the lamb is very good. Oh, did I mention there's lamb? Yeah, you can eat lamb too.
Are the chickens the ones that are at the front of the ship?
Some of them. Though, I just got those, so they'll be here for a bit. No, the food is not... There's only so much time in the day. No, I have... The chicken and whatnot has already been collected, so to say.
I'll be
Some-
taking the vegetarian.
Wonderful. One vegetarian.
Wait, you're a vegetarian?
Aye. We people were forced for generations to eat people. We've taken a vow of eating plants.
But I'm surprised of the bulk you're able to get with just
A lot of eggs.
plants.
Where he gets his protein.
What do you think? They be feeding an ox.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh shit. Oh.
Or a bull.
Aye.
Have you ever had a tofu?
Tofu. I would like to try it.
Very good, very good. Excellent choice, sir. All right. He'll make his way through the orders. Any kind of cocktail you want. He's kind of got the bar stocked. So I think I'll even mention he probably has some kava on there too. This is a man of many tastes. And the most important thing about being a true entertainer of the air is having all the required liquors, including a very rare kava from the deserts of the Southwest. So, it's been I'd say about an hour and a half into your travel. We do obviously have some downtime on the ship, but anything specific you guys do on your initial first couple hours in the air, you can make your way to the deck at this point. Now that's safe. The safety, the seatbelt icon has turned off. You're allowed to roam about the aircraft safely. That includes the deck. Anything specific you guys are looking to do, or activities or conversations you're looking to have?
Yeah.
Kayleen, what was that?
I am ready to go.
I love it. Okay, ready to go.
Sorry, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I thought that meant Kayleen had something that she wanted
No,
to do.
I meant I am ready to get to Celine.
Don't like being up in the air?
Mest is a very grounded person.
Oh.
She's probably a little air sick. And so she has not left her cabin, and she is nursing a very large
ginger ale.
glass. No, of alcohol. She's trying to medicate through it.
I think Finn would go and knock on Bira's door.
Oh, hi, Finn.
The Mage Amarettus.
Oh, hush, and she swats him on the shoulder. Just because of this guy.
How does it
Only a
feel
name.
to have a fate stone?
It's a little nerve-wracking. I mean, she was guarding it with her life almost, and now I just have it? That's a lot.
Yeah, but it's fate that you have it. It's gotta
Guess.
be.
I mean, we just asked really nicely. Is that fate? After she almost killed us. Actually, I don't think I liked her very much.
He was definitely a curmudgeon. But I always have a way of putting a smile on those. They're my favorite to put smiles on, are the curmudgeons. The
You
ones
did
that don't
really
warm
well
up to
with
me.
her.
Thanks. If only I could do that to Mest.
I think Mess will warm up one day.
You think?
This might just be her warm already.
Hmm.
It might just be a really It's from 0 to like 2 instead of from 0 to 60 on warm. I think she
Yeah.
likes you
That's
or
good.
tolerates all of us at the most.
That's what it feels like. It really just feels like a toleration. A toleration.
Well, sometimes we do really silly things that don't seem that don't
sorry.
seem silly.
I joined twice. Oh no. Hold tight, guys. I messed everything up. I'm so sorry. I clicked a button. I clicked a button and rejoined Discord on the browser. That really fucked me up. Holy shit. Sorry,
God.
stream. All right.
Mom.
I was trying to open up the general chat to see if there's anything in there. I need it, and I joined the chat instead. We're back. I'm so sorry about that.
You was just going for cigarettes.
And I never came back. All right. I'm so sorry. Continue, guys. I'm sorry,
I
everyone.
was just going to the general chat and she never returned.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm really excited to go back to Celine. I'm nervous, but
Why
I think-
nervous?
I just have this weird feeling. I don't know, and I just hope I just have this bad feeling that something's happening or happened to my family, and
Oh no.
I don't know. Yeah.
I assume Finn came in and like we're like sitting on the bed just talking and not
Yeah.
at the door anymore. And Bear just kind of like grabs and holds his hand like I'm sure it'll be okay. I know it'll be nice to see them. I worry about my parents too. You've been sending letters? Have they written back? I guess
this
we don't
is-
always have an address.
Yeah, we're kind of hard to find. I wish, this whole sending thing really sounds quite appealing. I mean, I might need to look into this more.
Jesus.
But
Yeah.
no, I haven't. This is the first time I heard from them, so. But I'm happy you're coming with me.
Oh, I'm excited. What are your parents like? Do you think they'll like all of us?
Brick might be
Oh.
a fun one to deal with, but I think they'll warm up to her just like I did.
She's got a lot of spunk.
She does. Yeah, my mom is great. She is the biggest supporter, and she's like the family cheerleader. My dad's busy and doesn't really, he's got a lot on his plate, and yeah.
Oh, well, maybe you can make sure to spend some one-on-one time with him. What would be like the Celine equivalent of golf? Maybe you can play a round of, I don't want to say stick and balls, but that's all I've got. Maybe you can play a round
It's
of
like-
stick and balls with your dad. Sounds incestuous.
Yeah, me and my dad just never really had the same hobbies, but yeah. We'll see.
I hope so. And all your brothers and sisters, you've got like a lot, right?
I do. I have I'm one of 7, and like it's like a rainbow of people. Like everyone's their own unique character, age gaps.
Oh,
I was
wow.
the baby for a little bit. Now I'm not the baby. Mom decided to have a couple more kids, so
A couple more. Wow. I can't wait to meet all of them. They're gonna have such unique personalities and voices and names.
Yep, they will. They all look like me too.
Oh wow. Oh. Hot fam.
Yeah. But I'm excited for this week and a half of just hanging out
Well, yeah, of course.
with
And
everyone, but especially you.
Aw, me too. It'll be interesting. I've never been on an airship before.
Me
and,
neither.
And this one seems like a lot, but fun.
Yeah, I had some doubts when we first stepped on, but I'm building some faith in Paddock. We'll see what happens.
just for a comedic spin, right on that kind of punchline. A little bit of turbulence, and as the ship kind of shakes a bit and steadies out, and you'll hear from the deck above, "Just a little bit of turbulence. Everything's okay."
With that, like Finn will kind of like fall and like kind of like, it's a close fall into Vera.
Are you vertical still?
Yeah.
Okay. Spirit kind of catches his fall with her body. Oh! Rough one.
I think I heard the cart come by for cocktails. I'm gonna go. You want to go grab some?
Okay, yeah. I'm down for a cocktail. You guys aren't planning on doing the mushrooms or whatever it was last time we were on a ship, right? Oh,
I don't
okay.
think so. And I'd stand up and like put my hand out to help her off the bed and like join the rest of the fam.
Yeah, we flounce out.
Awesome.
Have we been allowed to be on deck at this point?
Yep.
Because I imagine, like with the turbulence, maybe might be up on deck with Brick, saying, I wasn't sure this would work, but back in my day out on the scorched sea, we used to play this game where you go over a dune and you jump and it feels like you be flying for a minute. It might work in the air as well. Do you want to try it with me?
I would love these.
So this is the game we start playing. So you gotta follow the dip as it goes into the dip. Jump.
Oh,
Not
no.
off the boat. Come on.
You're just like kind of riding the momentum of potential rises and falls on the...
Is the turbulence just
when
them?
the elevator starts or something and you jump when the elevator starts, or like when you... Yeah. It's fun.
I love it.
If you're in the back of the school
Paddle style.
bus and you jump when you hit the bump and you hit your head on the top of the school bus.
When you get a concussion on a school bus. Yeah, I love it. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
I love that. That's very fun for Buttons and Brick. Quick question. After a little bit of turbulence, Mest, who would Mest want to come comfort her in her room?
She's a strong, independent woman. She would hate that anyone would see her incapacitated in this manner. But she'd be okay with Glenn.
I imagine Glenn probably would swing by at some point.
Just like under the covers in her bed with her like one claw holding her drink out, and she's just hiding. And every once in a while, I'll see like it come back under, and she'll drink it, and she'll just put it back out, and then hide again.
Oh.
No.
I come in anyways. Hey, Mest. How you feeling?
No.
Is it your stomach, or just the fact that we're like really high up, or?
We are so far from the ground. Have you been this far from the ground before? Because I haven't.
Glenn like took a gander over the side. He's got pretty sure footing. How high up are we?
You're above the clouds. Like you can't see the ground.
There are some cliffs back where I'm from that were about this high, but
Did you scale
maybe.
them?
I have
I
as
have
a
not.
child.
I'm from a city.
Okay.
Buildings are kind of tall. This is too tall. I hate it. I would like to be on the ground.
Mest, can you quickly make a perception check for me with disadvantage? Only because your fear of heights is coming into play on this just fun little perception.
With disadvantage, it is a 6.
Okay. Mest, you swear the turbulence, it sounds like something's hitting the side of the ship, like right against your room. Like it almost sounds like a loud bang, and you're like, I'm fine. But it's loud.
Do you know how to put someone to sleep? Can you knock me out for a week?
Mest, I'm not sure that's going to be You know what? Actually, I have something that might help you. And I'm going to cast Heroism on Mest.
What does it do?
A willing creature you touch is imbued with bravery. Until the spell ends, the creature is immune from being frightened and gains temporary hit points equal to my spellcasting modifier at the start of each of the turns.
And how long does it
Um,
last?
It lasts for a minute.
Oh,
That's just-
that's lovely. Let's say it lasts for an hour. Just in this bubble of a precious moment.
Mest will crawl literally on her hands and knees out of her room to go look outside just to at least see it, and then we'll crawl immediately back into bed and ask for another drink.
Yeah, no, Paddock's on your heels like, a second cocktail?
Yes. Or two.
I also have a weighted blanket. Many people have
Yes,
complimented it for the ride.
Yes, please.
I also have a little special something else if you need it.
Are you offering me drugs? Yes, please.
I'll deliver it shortly. You see he'll scurry off. Good old Paddock. He's not old, but good Paddock. Good
Middle-aged-ish
good
Paddock.
Paddock.
Did it feel better to be able to, see some of it?
She just wants to validate that they're that high up and she's not just imagining it and feel a tiny bit brave.
I mean, if it helps you at all, I hear that air travel is actually the safest form of travel in terms of, death by miles traveled.
Oh, that's the kiss of death for Paige.
It's really the takeoff and the landing that should be worrying. That's it,
Yeah.
right? Trying to think of airplane facts that Kayleen has taught me.
Kayleen
And-
said that, and then that later that week, I got on a plane and had the scariest landing of my life. It was the kiss of death.
But you survived!
Yeah, but I was fucking scared.
They're like, this is the most part that someone dies in.
I normally don't get scared on a plane, and I was like, oh fuck, like I think I almost lost it. Alright, sorry about that. It's just funny to hear it again.
Yeah, so we have, a week with, relative safety. And then, if we do crash, we're a pretty magically capable group. I'm sure we can, find a way to survive.
Fair. I'll polymorph into a bumblebee. We'll be fine. Well, I'll be
Perfect.
fine. You guys, good luck.
I think someone has Featherfall, maybe?
Oh, good. Finn will be fine. Just what I wanted.
Well, Finn can cast it on multiple people.
Can you cast it
But
on
regardless.
everyone? Oh no, there's a polymorph. There's polymorphs.
I can
There's
cast
a lot
on
of
everyone.
polymorphs.
There's so many
polymorphs and
casters
wild
in
shapes.
Stardew.
I think
Actually,
it's
you
up
guys.
to 8
Go ahead. I'm
for
sorry.
Feather. I think it's up to 8 for Featherfall.
Yeah.
So it'd be all of
Wow.
us and Paddock.
How long does it last? It'll last the whole
no,
fall
not
Until you
down.
land.
It's fine.
Oh
I
my
have
God.
water breathing, so when we land, if it's a water landing, I'm fine.
Perfect.
If
Which
you
you can
get
also
back
cast
nothing,
multiple people.
It's only up to 5.
But then we still
Polymorph.
have the polymorphs, yeah, and the wild shapes. So people are good. Wow, that's crazy to think about that. Yeah, you guys would definitely survive a fall of this height, like pretty
Yep.
quickly.
But we can't send each other messages.
can't have it all, I guess.
There may be a correlation between surviving falls from a height and and not being able to send messages.
Yeah, it's almost like we made one of our rules to survive and not to send.
our fifth rule to notify.
I would like us to rewrite our rules every 19 years, and in 19 years we'll do one to notify. Yeah.
Is it as complex to adjust as like the Constitution is?
We the du jour.
I think we built it into our founding tenets that our set of rules is malleable and should
Yeah.
be changed with the times.
And in another, we'll give it like another 28 years or so. Kieran does put in the right to bear arms exclusively when he's polymorphing into Biren.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Well, it seems it's all settled. Well, that's a lot of years of adventuring left to go. So, you all have found your little own cubbies of comfort here on the paddle saddle. Some of you seeking some bits of adventure on the decks, while others find comfort in their rooms, or comfort in one another, as you prepare yourselves for a new place of family, of what seems to be potentially of great wealth, and maybe a little less in magic, so to say, compared to Estremium's. Paddock brings you all your dinner entrees, and he makes it a point to eat as a family. And he goes on to tell you all that and on all of his trips, all of his private parties, the saddle, everyone on the saddle becomes a bit of a family, and he includes himself in that mix. And it's very important for him on every dinner that we all eat together. He insists on it. In fact, it's one of the few rules of the paddle saddle. Every night you must have dinner all together. And pick a favorite moment of the day. So, we don't have to take too long. I know it's only been a couple hours, but what was everyone's favorite moment?
The chickens.
The chickens.
You got a pretty nice bar.
Thank you.
Lifting off into the air. I've never floated like that, or flown. I guess it's exhilarating.
Okay.
I'm a little scared, but I liked it.
Your level of performance, it was quite remarkable. Your speech, very good.
I've enjoyed savoring the umami of this tofu.
I am so happy you enjoyed the tofu, my good man.
I liked when me and Buttons flew.
Well, we're all flying.
I also like the secret Karen told me.
What are you talking about?
Y'all find out the last day we're here.
You guys are keeping secrets from us? Wait, what happened to us being a family? No secrets.
No secrets.
Well, one of our rules is don't keep secrets from each other.
Yeah, family doesn't lie.
And y'all can stay in a little bit of suspense now.
It is good stuff.
We're not doing anything
Friends.
crazy.
Don't lie.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a surprise then, instead of a secret.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And my favorite moment was my brand new goggles that I get to put on all the chickens to help during travel. To goggle
What?
chicken. Well, what else do we want to cheers to? I was going to say to goggle chickens, but it's truly up to you guys to pick the cheers.
What are goggles?
Eye protectors. Keeps them safe on deck.
Why are we protecting the chicken's eyes?
Yeah, we're eating them later.
All in due
The
time,
chicken
friends.
Two
All in due times.
chicken goggles.
Do you know how much debris is up in this air? It would take a bird, another bird to hit a bird. I never thought about that. It could take anything, and they'd be gone. So yeah, goggles keep them safe. Honestly, I just like how they look. Honestly, just like how they look. Okay, I'm usually here by myself. Come on, they're cute. They look cute. Goggle chickens.
If you want to dress up your chickens, just say that, man.
You like to dress up?
The chickens.
Oh.
All right, what else are we choosing to?
To themed nights on the airship parties. We could have like a luau night. We could have like a Jersey Shore night. We could have like.
It's getting too real.
And that might
Jersey Shore.
Wait, no,
Yeah,
no, Finn.
that might be like a
Finn,
regional thing.
That's actually a great idea. What if everybody shows everybody what it would be like to have dinner at where they're from one of the nights that we're here?
Hmm.
Love that. right? Guys, we love this, right?
Yes, and
Good.
All right. Well, I'll leave you all to it. Thank you for sharing family dinner. I'll set off our navigations for the evening. We have a few hours after nightfall. So enjoy yourselves. If you need anything, just holler. As Paddock leaves the table, kind of cleans up himself, takes off any empty plates or whatnot that are on the table at the moment, and it leaves you to enjoy the rest of your meal, heading upstairs to navigate the ship into the late evening. Mest returns. Okay, very
Back
good.
to her cocoon.
Poor Mest.
I'll pass Mest a bag of my shit. Because I see the guy like mentioning her, and I'm like, I don't know where he got that from.
Thank you.
I'm gonna shift the background to nighttime. I have a couple different weather patterns here, so if you guys are looking at the map, I'm just mentioning, like, don't panic. I'm just trying to get to the right one. Ah! That's not right at all! Damn it!
Uh-oh.
Wait, how did I do that? Oh, I clicked on the wrong thing. 1 second. I have to go through them all.
Uh-oh.
I have a lot of weathers. There it is. Okay. I had clicked on the ship and not the... Sorry, this is lackluster. There. Okay, give me a second. Now I got it. Not the storm. There, nighttime. Oh, yay. Okay, sorry about that, guys. That stuff matters to me and no one else. As night falls on your first night on the paddle saddle, trust me when I say we will not be detailing every night. I just want to let you guys enjoy a very expensive airship, though you're not paying for it, but a very expensive airship nonetheless, and all the luxuries that come with it. You guys can prepare about six or seven more days of travel before you arrive at Celine, which is nearly the perfect amount for, as you mentioned, a themed dinner if you're interested. We don't spend too much time on that. But as you make your way into the evening, all in your either together in the common room underneath the decks of the paddle saddle, or in your own individual rooms like Mest. Just for the hell of it, Mest, do another perception check with disadvantage for me. You're a little paranoid.
Okay.
Poor thing.
A 9.
There it is again. That loud sound. You're convinced this ship is hitting every somehow solid cloud in the sky as it rattles against the cabin of your room.
You don't just have one Noid, you have a pair of them.
Paranoids. Actually, as Mess is on her own, that's fine. Who else is in the common room? Show hands. Who's in the common room after dinner, enjoying the evening a bit, the first night? Everyone else? I like that. Okay. Everyone else, I want you to make a perception check for me. Not with disadvantage.
22.
19.
All right.
Also 22.
7.
15.
And Phineas, what was yours?
My D&D Beyond isn't working. 21.
Fuck.
Everyone but Bira. You hear a loud sound on the deck of the paddle saddle. Almost as if Paddock has fallen very loudly. A slam on the deck above your heads as you all look up. The silence of the white noise of clouds and air rushing by you on the hull. And then silence.
What if it was the sheep?
I hope the chickens are okay.
Something happened to the sheep.
I'm gonna go make
Buttons
sure he
will,
didn't trip and hurt himself.
Yeah, we're going
Yeah,
up.
Buttons will head
Let's
up
go.
the stairs doing the turbulence thing so that he's like skipping
Yeah.
like 4 stairs at a time.
Yeah, you're making some good leeway. Perfect.
Gravity's different up here, guys.
I love it. Yeah. A quick scare. You know what happens. You know, air travel is scary. As you make your way up, Glint, you can see that Paddock had fallen over. You can see where he's sitting in the campsite. It seems he has fallen over, and he's sprawled out on the ground, and you can see him. He's stirring, but he did fall over, which probably explains the loud noise.
I'll lay on hands for 5 hit points.
As you approach, I was just sorry. Paddock is not alone. On the other side of Paddock, where his body has fallen over, you can see, crouched, kind of leaning into it, is this winged, dark creature. Its limbs long and elongated, stretched and wrapped around Paddock. You can see Paddock is moving, but the movement of his body is whatever this creature is latched onto him, larger than him, kind of tucked onto his side. Glint, and as the rest of the members of du jour make their way up to the decks of the paddle saddle, the head looks forward, its horns brought back, as the black, swollen eyes of a devil looks at all of you. That is where we will end tonight's session.
What the fuck?
It's a goddamn devil.
You're the goddamn devil.
We got a goddamn devil.
Wow.
Wow.
Ruh-roh.
Yeah.
You know,
Sometimes
you can't just have a nice airship ride to another continent.
Why, regular planes have a roof, right? Yeah. No harbors.
Yeah.
Do you know how high we are? How even?
It is so high up. How did this devil with wings get on this ship, dog?
Fucking devil.
That's what
Is it a
I'm
literal
trying to
devil,
say.
or is it resemble a devil?
It's a fiend of some kind. Yeah. It's a winged fiend. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Well, fuck.
Ah!
That.
Depending on timing, I would have ran the combat, but we're just shy of 2 hours, and I want to give it. I want it to get its full moment. So
Marinate.
What?
Oh my god.
Colin, what'd you say? You didn't. You're talking, but I can't hear you.
I was saying combat.
I know, trust me. I think it'll be better payoff if I actually let it. If we kick off next session with combat, we'll give it all the moment we've won out of it. Just we get to that 2.5 hour mark, and second round 2 starts getting painful. So I want to give it all the moment. All right, so as you guys are thinking up favorite moments or any highlights for you guys personally, a couple announcements. I know we've had a little bit of an on and off schedule. We've got one more next week. I am out of town, unfortunately, for work, so we will not be streaming next Wednesday, but afterwards we will be back in business for a little bit. So sorry about the on and off. I know we were off last week and off next week, but you know, my job has me traveling a lot. But I don't have any other announcements. In the meanwhile, what any highlights from anybody of tonight's session?
Mr. Paddle Saddle himself, Paddock. The rhyme.
The
Your
rap.
wordplay.
Oh yeah, the intro was so good. I loved the Glint and Mest interaction.
Yeah.
And just Mest just absolute nope to everything.
She went full no and.
Yeah.
No.
No but. Yeah.
Yeah.
It worked. It was in a way like it was very much serving like Tony Stark on a bad day kind of vibes, or just like he's being negative, but it's still opening. It's like still the door's still open to communicate.
My boy.
Yeah.
Really like the moment between Bira and Finn. I thought that was sweet.
Yeah.
I liked learning that Buttons is a vegetarian.
Tofu
Yeah, I did too, actually.
and the turbulence game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turbulence.
Did anyone pick up? Is anyone's sussometer going off when I was making Kayleen roll a perception check for disadvantage?
Yes. Yes.
Not for me.
I just thought you were picking on me.
Nah.
I thought you were picking on
No
Kaylee.
No, my concept was just she
Brain.
mentioned as soon as she mentioned she was, afraid of the air, I was like, oh, she's paranoid. She's gonna be more aware of bumps in the night, so to say. So I thought it'd be fair to let her roll. I was gonna let it be completely surprise. But then I was like, she mentioned it. Seems fun.
I know it's delayed. I'm gonna jump on. I also enjoyed Glint and Mess convo. I like this idea that in all these other role play scenarios we've had, they've actually been just like casually in the background going like, "What the fuck?" Like just the two of them have had like nightly check-ins of like, "What the fuck did we sign up for?" And I just like that concept that this is not the first time they've quietly checked in on each other. I just appreciated that concept a lot.
I also liked the possibility of having a sentient sheep. I like that Kieran's always thinking of Brick and trying to put a smile on her face and do nice things for Brick. But I think Kieran's always trying to do nice things for everyone, but yeah, I liked that.
But Brick is my first du jour friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Obviously, I like that part, but it felt a little self-serving to say I like that part.
I loved the sight gag. I know this is all theater of the mind, but the sight gag of Finn giving Babe one journal and then pulling
Yeah.
out a journal immediately.
That was my favorite moment too. Just like the ease of like, oh, I keep a copy. Like it's no loss on my part. How it kind of it justifies his knowledge. You're creating, you guys are creating future Babe in a way, which I kind of like. I also loved just the first moment Buttons has to himself. He takes the deed and checks out like his own little cubby in the cottage. It's like a small thing is like he accepted the invitation and then like he gets to get his moment to just be like, so this is the next step. This is the next ring in the ladder for me. It was really cute.
Yay.
All right. Well, before we wrap up, I saw Emlu also said I missed it, but Paddock hot though. I think we've determined boyish curly orange hair. Even though he's in his late 30s, he just has a little bit of a boyish face to him. So I think people have established a not hot. A Steed bonnet. I didn't realize I was doing Steed bonnet until you said it, but yeah, I made an airship Steed bonnet. The gentleman pirate, entertainer of the skies.
Sarah said it first. Credit where credit is due.
Okay. The cream of the Caribbean. But instead it's just up in the air. Before we wrap up, I have to give out DM inspiration. It's a small detail, but I really, really liked it. I really liked just not making Mest strong. The session, making her a little seasick, giving her a little, or air sick, giving her a little bit of weakness. And I also like that I got to tie into this very surprise pre-planned encounter I had ready for this ship. So the fact that we got to kind of allude to it throughout the session, I'd love to give Kayleen DM inspiration for night session.
Yeah.
Do we have room for any more?
No, you
inspo?
you still have room. You need one more, I think, at least in your pool, because you guys used 2 last session.
I give it onto the pool.
Awesome.
We're back up to 7.
Well, there you go. The next DM inspiration, if you guys don't use it, you lose it, and you eat it up, and I take it back, and it's mine.
I'm sure
Is it
we'll use it
true
during
that if
combat.
you don't use it, you lose
You
it?
lose it. In this instance, yes, after 7, that is true. Our pool, you lose it. Okay, well, I'm very excited. I say this every time, but I'm very excited for the kickoff of next session. It won't be next week. Again, it'll be the following Wednesday. That is the Wednesday after the holiday break, if I'm correct. So it's going to be the 6th. The 6th of July. So we will see you back here on July 6th. Again, sorry for the on-off schedule, But we always appreciate you. Thank you for the lurks, Dungeon Brat. Thank you for coming to the stream for the first time and putting in a chat. We appreciate that. As always, thank you, Emlu. We love having you in here. You're like honorary member of Du Jour at this point. Thank you, Plinth, if you were here earlier. I saw you. And thank you, Blues. It was good seeing you too. All familiar faces. Happy to have you here. And thank you, my friends, for any of the resubs. I appreciate you. I love playing this game. I love playing with y'all. And I cannot wait to see you guys get wrecked by a devil. Yeah! All right. And with that, what do we say to the internet?
Ciao, bella
Bye.
internet.